Hi Akeisha, this is your week 1 workout. So what we're going to be doing, 3 sets of 12 reps for each exercise. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to demonstrate the exercise first and then just go right into the segment, just back to back. So the first 2 things that we're going to start off with is a modified push-up and a reverse crunch. So for the modified push-up, you're going to be on your knees, just like this. And your hands are, if you have your mat, then your hands are going to be a little bit wider than your mat. You're going to push your hips forward so that you're at a diagonal, and make sure to keep your shoulders down and back. You can cross at your ankles if you'd like, or just keep your toes down on the ground. So whenever you're doing this, you're going to come down as far as you feel comfortable, and then push right back up. So you inhale on the way down, exhale as you're pushing up. The second thing you're going to do is a reverse crunch. So for the reverse crunch, you're going to be on your back, and your heels are going to be on the mat with your toes up. Hands are going to start off down by your side, and from here, you just lift up, lift your hips up just a little bit, and then come back down. What you can also do is just cross at your ankles, come up, lift, and then right back down. You want to make sure that your back isn't arched, so just keep your belly button tucked into your spine to keep your back on the mat. Here we go. First set, we're just going to go back to back. That's it. Go right into our reverse crunch. If your back does still bother you, you can always put your hands right up underneath your hips. You exhale as your knees are coming towards your chest. Other thing is to make sure that your knees stay at 90 degrees throughout so that your knees don't collapse like that. You always want to just go in a full arch. Just going to go right back into it. Remember, very little rest time because you want to get it done as quickly as possible. So for our next 2, we're going to do a lying upper back squeeze and then also a side plank. So remember, for the side plank, we're using time. We're going to go for 30 seconds. So remember my cool new phone? That's what we're going to use as our timer. So set your timer on your iPhone to 30 seconds, and that's what we'll be using for the second exercise, which is the side plank. But first, let's do the lying back squeeze. For that, you're going to lie on your mat, stomach down, and if you'd like, you can have a little towel here because your head is going to stay in line with the rest of your spine. You're going to stick your arms out like you're making a T. Keep the shoulder blades down. You don't want them up here, so drop them down. And your thumbs are going to be up like you're hitchhiking. So from here, you're just going to squeeze the shoulder blades together, drop them right back down. You don't want to lift them too far up or too far down. Just right here at the T, lift them up and down, just like a little pulse. For the side plank, remember we're doing the level 2 modification here. So you want to make sure that your shoulder and elbow are stacked right on top of each other. Your hand could either be in a fist or lying flat. You want to keep your body in a straight line. The bottom knee is just bent and tucked behind your body, and the other leg is straight. Okay? You want to make sure that your knees are stacked right on top of each other. And if you need to prevent you from sliding, you can put the straight leg, the foot of your straight leg, up against a wall, just so that you don't move too much. And from here, we're just going to lift up just like that and hold it. And remember how last time I had you do some pulses at the end? We're going to do that again for the last 10 seconds. And all that involves is just you dropping your hip a little bit, pushing all the way back up to the top. Keep your belly button tucked in. Again, head is in line with the rest of your spine, and you don't want your shoulder up. Just keep it nice and dropped. Here we go. We're starting off with the lying back squeeze. And still 12, 3 sets of 12. Okay, we're going to go right into our side plank. Most important thing with the side plank is that you breathe. Most people forget to breathe. Now remember, I had to remind you to breathe a couple times, so you just want to make sure that you do that. So again, set your timer to 30 seconds. Knees are stacked on top, shoulder and elbow are aligned, and here we go. Want to make sure that your hips are pushed up as high to the ceiling as you can go. If you need to for balance, you can always put your hand just lightly in front of you. Otherwise, just keep it right there. We're not going to start doing our pulses to the last 10 seconds. Here we go. So just a slight touch, push all the way back up to the top. Excellent. All right, so we have to do the other side. You always ask me about doing the other side. Yes, we have to do the other side. So, same thing. Knee is tucked behind you. Elbow is stacked. Other leg is straight. There we go. Push those hips up as high as you can, keeping your belly button tucked in. Last 10 seconds. You can exhale as you're pushing your hips up. Here we go. Next round. Okay, Akeisha, I know you're ready. I know you're ready for it to be over. This is the last set of your strength training exercises. So what we're going to be doing is a squat as well as a one-leg plank, where we're going to be switching legs halfway between. Plank is going to be for 30 seconds, and for the squats, it's going to be 12. So remember your table, and we're going to be using your table as a reference point for right now. Since I don't have your table, I'm going to be using the bench. So, like we did before, sit at the very edge of your table. You want to walk your feet out so that your knees are at 90 degrees, because remember, we don't want your knees to go past your toes. So from here, you're just going to stand up from this position. You want to make sure that you're pushing through mid part of your foot and the heel for you to stand up. Remember, like I told you before, no toes, and shoulders are down and back. You have a nice, good posture. Remember the whole bucket of water. You want to make sure that the water stays right inside your pelvis. So keep the belly button tucked in, and you're just going to stand from here, just like that. And then as you're going back again, remember, you have to push your hips back like you're sitting on the bench or on your table, okay? So we're going to do 12 of those, just coming up and right back down. Coming up and right back down, okay? So the second thing we're going to do is the plank with one leg elevated. So you'll need your phone again for this one. We're going to come back down to our mat. And here, you have both arms down. So you want to make sure that shoulders and elbows are aligned. And we're doing the full plank. So, shoulders and elbows are aligned. You're going to start off on your stomach. Remember to set your timer. And put it right in front of you, because you're going to be switching legs halfway between. So, you can make your hands into fists and make them at the top, like a top of a triangle. And you're going to lift yourself up. So remember, your back is nice and flat. Keep your belly button tucked in, and then from here, you're just elevating one foot slightly. So make sure that your hips don't shift. You're just keeping it level, just like that, and breathing for the 15 seconds. Then after 15 seconds, we're going to switch legs, and then keep going back to back between the squats and the planks. So, get ready, here we go. Here we go. Just make sure you exhale as you're standing up. Keep your chest up and your head facing forward. And set your timer for the 30 seconds. Shoulders and elbows aligned. Keep the belly button tucked in. Here we go. Make sure to breathe. And switch legs. It's okay if you shake. I do it all the time.